friends were using it, and initially I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to get it. No, I'm not really into that kind of thing. But I started seeing videos being shared on Instagram, and I was like, do you know what? I feel a bit left out, and I was like, I should probably get on TikTok. And then yeah, that was it really. Just like everyone was using it, and I was like, right, I need to be a part of this. It does seem quite funny. So yeah, that was it, if I'm honest.
So was it growing at the time when you joined? Was it already, had it established, did it establish a big enough base at that time when you joined, or was it still growing as a platform, would you say?
I would say that it was still growing, like it was still very new, and it was kind of like the new kind of social media app that everyone was using. So yeah, it was definitely like not at its biggest, but it was just growing, and I was like, okay, yeah, a bit hesitant, but yeah, it was still growing really, yeah.
And who were the influencers that you checked out for the very first time once you joined? Who was that first influencer you saw? And did they give you any ideas or inspiration for your own content going forward?
Well, so I'd say like Olivia Neal, like I saw her YouTube, and so I checked out her TikTok, and I feel like her really was just like my main kind of like, not really inspiration, but she was just kind of giving me a bit of an idea about it. But yeah, just loads of people really. But she was like my first like memorable person that I remember seeing on the app and being like, oh, okay, yes, this is what it's all about then. But yeah, definitely Olivia Neal, and like obviously like the basics on like Charlie D'Amelio and all of that, just like the well-known like American creators really. But yeah, just Olivia Neal and just loads of little small ones. But yeah, that was it really. That's like the main person, I'd say.
Once you first joined TikTok, did you feel, okay, this is something special here? This is an app that can go somewhere. It's completely different from the rest of the social media apps that we get, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. It's provided this new sort of platform. Were you thinking, okay, this could go somewhere, I'm thinking?
Yeah, so obviously when I first started it, I kind of like, I was like, oh, I want to go viral, but I had like no idea how to really use it. But definitely it was like so new and just like nothing I'd ever had before. And it was just like everything I watched was so funny and just so like, it was just so different. And I thought that's why I was like really attracted to it. And just like, yeah, it was just crazy really. And nothing I'd ever like experienced before. So yeah, that's why I initially was like, oh wow, I've got to do this. But yeah, and like everyone I knew was just like, oh, I want to go TikTok viral. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
I mean, prior to TikTok, when it wasn't there, it's that question, isn't it? How do you get viral? But now, a few years into TikTok's, explosion of people joining it, it's kind of like, well, just do something. I can get viral that easy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. It's just like, I don't know, I never used to understand how it all like worked, but I guess it's like there's certain things you can do and you just kind of know that's going to go viral. And just, yeah, there's just, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
But once you first joined to now, with all of those views that you have, were you expecting to be in the position you are right now?
No. If you said to me like
everybody says that, don't they?
Yeah. It's like a year ago, you're going to be, this is what you're going to have, like 600k followers, almost 700k, like this is how many views you're going to get. I'd be like, no, I'm not. No way. Like, I just would not have expected it. It was like an accident, really. I was just like, okay. And then it happened within the first week, that all those views, I was like, what? Like, where did this all come from? But yeah, if you said to me a year ago today, this is what's going to be happening, you can be on a podcast talking about it, I'd be like, no, I'm not. Don't lie to me. But yeah, crazy, honestly.
So did you want to stand out from the rest of the content creators on TikTok? Was that sort of your intention with the content that you wanted to put out there? Was it a kind of drive that you wanted to be unique compared to other content creators that were trying to make a name for themselves on the app?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just kind of like I wanted to make stuff that like I had like memories with, and kind of like things that were based off like my life at school. And I have seen a few other creators doing it. I thought, oh, that's quite funny. Like I feel like I could do that. So yeah, I did want to kind of stand out a little bit, had like my own kind of like character that I made up. But yeah, I did want to kind of stand out, and I just wanted to kind of like make something that was like truly me. And I was always kind of like interested in like doing like the impressions and kind of like the skits and all of that. So yeah, just something that was me and that I hadn't really seen before, like with like kind of the female teacher, that kind of thing. So yeah, I was happy that I did it, and I was just trying to be as like me as possible. So yeah.
That's great. Now, could you pick one influencer that does very similar content to what you do, that you feel you can relate to a lot?
So he's quite new. He's called Cole Anderson, and he has a lot of do you know him?
I'm trying to get him on too.
Yeah, he's just like, he's very new, but he's just so spot on with what he does, and he just like gets every situation that he recreates just so spot on, and he is so relatable, and he's just really funny. I feel like he's quite new and quite different as well, and quite unique. But yeah, definitely him. He's like my new favorite creator
He
at the
even got a
moment.
tweet from The Rock. He got a tweet
Did
from The
it?
Rock. That's saying something.
That is so. I never knew that, but yeah, no, I definitely think he's going to be going proper up there. But yeah, he's amazing.
Brilliant. So, with your content, the teacher, there is a very competitive nature of people doing those skits. You see them a lot on TikTok.
Yeah.
What made your content so different compared to the other sort of teaching content on TikTok? Because you get kind of, male teachers, female teachers, people doing a certain subject like science. But what made you, Izzy, have your content so unique compared to the rest of, that content? Was there things you could pick out saying, okay, I did this that somebody else didn't do?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of just like I went from like my memory really of everything and was trying to be as most accurate as possible, but I was also like a little bit outrageous. Like I kind of like exaggerate certain situations and kind of made things a little bit more over the top. I think maybe that's why it worked. And just kind of, yeah, so like based it off of things that happened to me, but just made it 10 times more dramatic, and had like quite like a rude kind of personality. You can be like, oh, they wouldn't say that. And it's just kind of like, I guess we found it quite funny. So yeah, just like very outrageous sometimes, and just like things that you would just feel like, oh, imagine if that happened. So that's kind of how I did it, really, just based it off of that, I guess.
Did you have any teachers that were like that? Because I did.
Yeah, I did. Yep. So all of them are based off teachers that I had, which might be a bit bad to say, but yeah, there are a lot of them. Maybe not that bad, but yeah, a lot of them were spot on like that. So that's how I kind of got my inspiration, really. But yeah.
Let's hope they're not listening right now.
Yeah.
Well, you can't give it attention now. It's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Izzy, tell me about one teacher that you had that you'd say you kind of, put out this content. You revolved it around this one in particular teacher, and why?
So I think it was kind of like three of them combined. So I had like my kind of like my vice principal was kind of like the deputy head of the school. And she was really nice, but she was just very just kind of like, again, outrageous, and just didn't listen to what you were saying, and just kind of like her rules, but that was it. There's no kind of like working way around it, no like discussion about it. And I guess like my English teacher as well, had an English teacher who was just very like, you are gonna fail, you're never gonna become anything, like all of that, just. And so I think that and then there's another teacher, science teachers as well, were just the worst. If like something happened, and just so overly dramatic about everything, making massive things out of absolutely nothing. And I guess I just kind of like combined them three into one, really.
So what would you say to your deputy head right now, with all your success on TikTok?
It's quite a nice feeling, because I just kind of say like, I don't know, I feel like they'd never expected that I'd really do anything, and kind of like I wasn't very academic, but kind of like I kind of like found my talent, I guess, like found what I love to do. So I just kind of just say like nothing bitter, but I just kind of say like, you probably thought I was going to do nothing, but like, look what I'm doing now. So yeah, I'm kind of say thank you for the inspiration, really. So
but really behind the scenes you're like,
yeah.
So Izzy, what was going through your mind prior to your very first skit to be released on TikTok? I mean, how did you feel it was going to go? How did you want the audience to react to seeing yourself for the first time on TikTok?
So that day I had a meeting at my school, and like a little careers meeting, and I was like, oh, I really like a teacher right now. So I just kind of like, I just did it. It was in lockdown, I was just so bored, and just thought, let's just do it. And I kind of hoped to get a couple thousand views, and people find it quite funny, relatable, and I could like, okay, yeah, it's cool. But like I had no plans to ever do any more videos like that. I was gonna do one video and that would be it. So I had no plans for it to kind of carry on as like a series kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely did it. We just put my part into it. Kind of thought, oh, that's quite funny. I just posted it thinking, do you know what? If it goes viral, it goes viral. Let's just see. And within a few hours, I was just like, oh my God, like the followers started coming. I was like, okay, this might be more than I thought it was. But yeah, it was just like kind of like accidental, and kind of just like, I'm in lockdown. I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't in lockdown. Let's just do it. Let's just see what happens. And I'm so glad I did that. But yeah.
Now you did a duet with another TikTok superstar, and, you know, give me a shout out to him. Get on my
Yeah.
show. I want to interview you. But you did a duet with Bobby Moore. Is that correct?
Bobby Moore, yeah, I did one of him.
So, you know, tell me how that went around.
So he followed me on TikTok and I messaged him on DM and I was like, oh my god, thank you for following me. I was a bit like a fangirl about it. And this was like last August, September time when I just kind of started out really. And we arranged a FaceTime and he was like, right, so let's create something that we think that everybody would love. So we do 2 videos, one on my channel, one on yours, and kind of just like, because we did quite similar things already, just kind of like comedy, teacher kind of skits. So we just created a video that we thought that would like our viewers would enjoy. And yes, so like I filmed my parts, he filmed his part to just put it together on the iMovie, I think. And then yeah, we just did it like that. And then I don't know if we have any plans for any more in the future, but he was like the first collab I've ever done and the only one I've ever done. But yeah, it worked really well, had a good response from everyone. So yeah, they just went around like that, we just discussed it and it was quite easy to plan. So yeah, it was pretty good.
That's great. And have you had any support from other influencers? Have you met up with other influencers? You know, since restrictions have eased down, have you made any close friendships with other content creators on the app? Because even though it's competitive, you can still make friends.
Yeah, I've made a lot of friends, I'd say, just kind of like people that I always used to look up to. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe they follow me, a bit of a fangirl moment again. But yeah, definitely, I had not met up with any of them, but maybe I would in the future, just maybe like a few more collabs. But yeah, they're all so lovely and I feel like they all kind of like understand what it's like. Everyone's kind of looking out for each other. There's no competitive or jealousy or whatever. It's just very like everyone's like the UK creators are kind of like all together in a way, which is really nice. So yeah, maybe in the future.
So Izzy, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What is your favorite skit you've ever released, and why was it your favorite? What made you so proud of that skit when it was released?
So I think it was one of my first ones. It was teachers let you go to the toilet. And that went my most viral whenever. I think it was like 6 million views, and I was obviously like really happy with that at the time. But anyways, I think it was that one because it was just like the response was just crazy. I was like, it's so relatable, it's so funny, like, and it did the best. I was kind of thinking like that was the most kind of relatable, the most kind of like. I remember like when I was filming, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is going to be a good one. And I really enjoyed making it. So yeah, I think probably that one, just because of like the response from it was so good. But yeah, probably that one, if I'm honest.
That's great. And would you say you're the type of, you know, individual that once you film a skit, you look back at it and think, oh right, I don't like that, I want to change that, or do you just go with the flow, release it and see what happens?
I'm a bit perfectionist in a way. Like I kind of look back at my old ones, I'm like, oh my god, what was I doing? I'm like, why did I do that? But yeah, I kind of just like, I don't really like pick it apart too much. Just kind of just upload it, and if I don't really like it, I'll just take it down. But a lot of the time, it kind of like I'm always like overthinking it in my head, really. But yeah, just kind of I might refilm it a few times, but I'm not like overly obsessed with how it comes out in the end. But yeah, just kind of I'm a little bit like, oh my god, why did I post that all those months ago? What was I thinking? But I guess that's going to happen. So yeah, I'm quite chill about it, really. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, as long as everyone's like enjoying it and the comments are all good, it's okay. Yeah.
Now, what has the reaction been from, you know, friends and family, you know, other people on the street? Have you been recognized since, you know, your TikTok went viral?
Yeah, recognised pretty much I went on holiday, got recognised there, just kind of like everywhere I go, really. It's quite scary because like it's just like I'm with my friends and like people are going, oh my god, is that you? And I have a picture. And my friends, they just find it so funny and they're like, I can't believe it. Like I used to be so like quite shy in school and very kind of like I didn't really stand up that much, and just kind of like how it's all happened. Like my family just so because I'm out with my family, they're like people coming over, they just find it so like they're so struck like amazed by it, really. But yeah, it's just kind of like I still don't believe it. Getting recognised, I'm so awkward. I'm like, oh my god, like thank you. I don't know what to say. But yeah, it's crazy, and everyone's still like not used to it yet.
Since you went viral, Izzy, how many selfies and counting have you had?
Definitely, I could not tell you. But yeah, no, it is pretty nice because I'll never say no because they're always just so sweet and they're always just like so excited. Yeah, I'd never ever say no. So yeah.
How would you react to, you know, celebrities that do say no? I mean, what would you say to that? Why do you think celebrities refuse, you know, to interact with your fans? And why, as an influencer, do you think it is important to interact with your fans? Like, you know, getting a picture with them if they recognize you on the street, in the cinema, at the local park, you know?
I feel like without them, you wouldn't be where you were today. Like without my followers and everywhere, it's just like I wouldn't be where I was today. So you have to be really grateful for that. And I feel like they're the ones who are just being nice to you and they're like getting all these views and just like, yeah, you wouldn't be where you are without them. It's just a bit rude. I just feel like, how could you say no? Like, I guess if they're trying to like do something a bit busy, but I don't know, I still never say no to that. But it's just like you should be more grateful because like without all these people watching you or like buying your things or whatever, it's just like you wouldn't be where you are. So just maybe just be a little bit more, you know, kind and like realize that, yeah, they kind of made you. So it's like that's how I feel about it really. But yeah, and they're always so like sweet and so nice. I could never ever say no. They're always just so cute. So yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And Izzy, as a very popular TikTok star now, very recognizable, very well liked, do you feel there is a high expectation to release new skits almost every day? Do you have that sort of big expectation for yourself, knowing that, you know, you've got to do this for your fans, you know, keep gaining the viewership, you know, keep gaining the likes? Do you think there is a high expectation for you now as a well-known TikTok star?
Yeah, I feel like because people know me just for that, it's kind of like I have to like keep producing it, which I don't mind. I've always got inspiration, I've always got like ideas coming through. But yeah, it's kind of like trying to get like a video out every single day, just always new, always exciting. It's quite fun still for me. I do enjoy it, but it is very like a lot of pressure, because everyone kind of knows me for doing that. And always trying to like have new ideas all the time and trying to like make sure it's perfect and still very funny, but it's hard kind of like being like funny on the spot. Like yeah, I just feel like it is a bit of a challenge, but I still enjoy it. So I feel like if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. But like I still love doing it. So it's just not really like a chore for me. It's just kind of like still a hobby for me, really. So I don't really mind that. But yeah.
So tell me about some opportunities that you've had from your TikTok success. Have you had any opportunities? And I mean, what are memorable ones for you? And would you say that you're very thankful that you're getting all these opportunities, you know, just from doing something funny on TikTok?
Yeah, so I remember my first one was like when Boohoo emailed me. They was like, "Oh, we want to collab with you. Do you want to like do some gifting and post videos for us?" That was like within the first week of everything. I was just like, "Oh my god, like I can't believe like a big brand like that had recognized me." I was just like, so I remember that was a very memorable moment. And also when I had like my management, they was like, "Oh, we would love to, you know, kind of like manage you, have a bit of a team with you, and just kind of help you with that." And I was like, that was another big moment. I was like, "Oh my god, like, I can't believe that people are kind of like recognizing me again through that." And also just like meeting other creators and just kind of like speaking to creators that I used to be obsessed with and just like them kind of being like, "Oh, I love your videos." I'm just like, oh my god, like it's just meeting people. And yeah, just I'm so thankful for it because I just know that it's like, how did something that I did as a joke, as a hobby, become this? It's just like something that I love doing is making me like, you know, it's helping me so much. It's just like a bit like a career really out of something that I love doing. So it's I'm very thankful for it. Yeah.
That's great. And where do you want to take this journey, Izzy? What is coming next for you? Where would you want to see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years time, I would definitely want to still be doing it and maybe branch out to like maybe like new characters or maybe go on YouTube or just kind of that kind of thing. But yeah, still doing it. I'm not too sure like where I want to be. But yeah, just kind of like definitely still doing it. Still kind of having like a positive experience of it, still finding it fun. Traveling around a bit, maybe like collabing with a few new creators. But yeah, just not, I don't really know to be honest, but it's hard to tell at the moment. But yeah, just kind of continuing what I'm doing really, hopefully bigger and better things. But yeah.
Who is your dream collab?
I would probably say Cole Anderson again because he is just so spot on. And obviously like, yeah, I do like proper laugh at his videos. Probably him, yes. There's quite a few, but definitely top of my head thinking now, probably him to be fair. Because he
That's
is just
brilliant.
so
He
funny,
is
yeah.
the man.
Yeah.
Now something new for season 2. What I've been doing, you know, since season 2 began is, you know, asking the content creators, apart from themselves, who is their favorite content creator to watch now? Is it who I think it is, or are you going to come out with another surprise?
Um, Probably who you think it is, yeah, because those like ones that I do like watching. But I've been binge watching him literally last night, so that's probably the most true answer I could give you. Yeah, probably like a stalker right now, but no, just top of my head, yeah.
And finally, Izzy, what message have you got for TikTok? for what it's done for you and your life. I mean, what message do you want to give to them for what they have provided you?
I would just say, like, honestly, thank you. It's just like everyone's been so supportive, so kind, like never like had any bad hate or anything. It's just like thank you for everyone who's just like, oh, you inspire me, and always people just like finding what I do funny and still just always being so kind. And just obviously I wouldn't be here without them. It kind of like sounds crazy, but kind of like saved me a little bit. I was just such a dark place before I did it, and just like the way I kind of like developed as myself, and just like, does that make sense? Just kind of like it's really improved my mental health. Having people like really care about me, just they don't even know me, but they care about me. It's just like it's a really nice, like heartwarming feeling. So yeah.